Hi everybody, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Matt Stone and this is my YouTube channel. Usually this channel focuses on my Elvis tribute artist endeavors or different Elvis gems that I find, or just my favorite things like my favorite Elvis songs or records or movies. But today I'd like to do something that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. It's just to tell you guys an Elvis story. You know, everybody out there is trying to find their moment in the spotlight to tell an Elvis story and get their $100,000 about his drugs or his gunplay. But we really need to focus on the great things that Elvis did, because he was one of the most incredible human beings that God ever put on this earth. So this story takes you back to June 20th, 1975 in Norfolk, Virginia. Just like Elvis talks about in the song Promised Land, I left my home in Norfolk, Virginia. And this is set in the afternoon show. Elvis did two shows that night, the afternoon show and the evening show. The evening show I've actually listened to on the FTD. I'm yet to listen to the afternoon show. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging to find it, but I am looking forward to it. So let's hop into the story. Elvis is in the middle of his set before 11,300 fans. He's giving out scarves and joking around with the band members, you know, the way he usually did, especially in that time period. Elvis was talking a whole lot on stage. Suddenly, he notices a little girl off to his left on the stage. So Elvis goes on over to her and kneels down right in front of her, and he notices that she's blind. Now remember, Elvis is in front of over 11,000 people, and he's taking time out of his set to talk to this little girl. And he has his microphone down by his side so the audience can't hear what he's saying over the speaker. Now he kisses the scarf that's around his neck, touches her eyes with it, and then wraps it around her. And this is what he says. The little girl tells Elvis that she listens to his records every night before she goes to bed. Now here is exactly what Elvis said to this little girl. I've had a lot of accolades and awards, and a lot of great things said about me, little one. But none of that matters, because what I mean to you is the greatest feeling I've ever had in my life. And then the little girl asks, can I please feel your face? Because my mother always says how beautifully handsome you are. Elvis says back, sure you can. But that will be a waste of time, because you have the most beautiful face I've ever seen. If you want to know what handsome or beautiful is, just feel your own face, little one. The little girl says, you mean that, Mr. Elvis? And Elvis says, not only do I mean it, but I'm hoping that you give me your autograph, so I can cherish this moment that I met the most beautiful girl I had ever seen in my life. Remember, this little girl's blind, and Elvis is in front of an audience of 11,000 people, and he's taking the time out of his concert to do this with this little girl. So after this exchange of words, Elvis gives her the scarf. Elvis gets up and continues the set. But then after the concert ended, Elvis's thoughts about this little girl didn't end. He went to Joe Esposito, who was like head of the Memphis Mafia. He was Elvis's right-hand man. And he says, I want Dr. Nick, who was Elvis's doctor, to take a look at this little girl and see if there's anything that he can do. Now this little girl has been blind since birth. He says, no matter what she needs, no matter what her family needs, I'm here for her. And then he says, know what? Give her this. And he has a check written for this little girl, for her family, for $50,000 to get her surgery. But $50,000 isn't enough for Elvis to give this little girl. He arranges for a ticket for her and her family to be given to her for every single Elvis concert afterwards, along with cost of travel and hotel accommodations. Now that is an incredible story. That's the kind of Elvis story that people need to focus on. I really hope you enjoyed this story. I'd like to do more stuff like this in the future, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel, the button's right here. And until next time, TCB. Thank you very much.